Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cambridge Veritas. I hope everybody's had a good Wednesday so far. Just waiting for other friends to join us, and then we'll get started. Perfect. So, if you're new to our family, welcome to our growing, sweet community of Cambridge Veritas. We call our community IELTS High Scorers. So, welcome to the club. Please make sure that you subscribe and like the lessons that you watch if you like them. If you've been with us for some time now, wonderful, bravo. We have more such lessons for you. And here we go. Bear with me. All right, let's make sure that we're live on Instagram as well. What about the Instagram audience? Super. So what are we going to discuss today? Have a look at the screen, please. Today's lesson is sweet, short, and very, very interesting because in this lesson, we're going to be looking at powerful phrases that we can make use of when it comes to IELTS speaking part 1, 2, and 3. Yesterday as well, we had a session where we were looking at common mistakes that people make when it comes to IELTS speaking grammar part. But today we're going to be talking about more generic expressions. Generic does not mean basic expressions, though. We're going to be looking at some advanced expressions that we use, especially when it comes to describing our opinion, isn't it? On the IELTS exam, especially the speaking part, be it interview, be it talking about yourself, or be it the discussion part, you have to talk about your opinion. And it's not as easy as it sounds. It can be very daunting sometimes. And that's exactly what we're going to be looking at in this lesson today. So what are the agendas of the session? Let's have a look at it. The first thing that we are going to look at is there's an activity that we will play. The name of the activity is Master 8 Speculative Phrases. What is the meaning of speculative phrases? Stay tuned. I'm going to talk about it very quickly on the next slide. When examiners ask you questions, you have to give your opinion. A lot of times you sort of phrase and are not able to describe what you wanted to. So there's a very interesting technique. We're going to be looking at that technique as well. Besides that, number 2, we will play game number 2 today. And that game is choose your certainty level. How certain are you when it comes to expressing your opinion? So we're going to be looking at certainty level. So this is going to be the agenda as well. All right. And the last activity in the next 20-30 minutes that we will go through is the game is called what do we call this game? This game is called Job Speculation Chain. So I'm going to be showing you a few jobs and we have to talk with each other in the chat box. So let's have a look at it. Without further ado, if you're able to hear me, please do show me a big thumbs up. And if you're able to sort of see everything before we get started. To all the IELTS teachers, we have a lot of IELTS teachers who join our classes as well, online classes. Welcome to our teaching fraternity. There's a very important message for you that I will talk about towards the end of the lesson today. So stay tuned. Lots of love. Let's get started. How's the Josh? Everyone, here we go. So let's look at the first activity of the day. Be ready with your pen and paper, a lot of energy, and let's get started. Let's make the next 30 minutes super cool and with lots of learning. So here we go. So the first activity of the day is this. Don't start reading everything altogether. Listen to me first. I'm going to show you 8 expressions, one by one. And the expressions are on the left-hand side of the screen. I repeat, the expressions are on the left-hand side of the screen. I will show you these expressions one by one. In simple English, the most simple English that I could write, I've written their meanings on the right hand side as well. I repeat, I've written their meanings on the right hand side. These expressions show level of certainty. Once again, these expressions show level of certainty. The first game is I will show you the expression. You have to look at the expression and match it with its meaning on the right hand side. I repeat, I will show you the expression on the left hand side. You have to match the expression on the right hand side. These expressions are called speculative phrases. For example, if an examiner asks you, so what do you think about global warming? And you're not quite sure what to answer, so you use speculative phrases to build time, to basically use some time on your hand to start framing sentences and at the same time express your opinion. And this is called hedging. Hedging basically means you're sort of buying time, stretching time to talk about what you have to, but you're on spot. So you need some time to think about it. So we use all of these speculative phrases for that. The two benefits are you get time, which is called hedging. And number two, you're able to express your opinion beautifully. So let's get started. Phrase number one of the day is here. I'm going to show you the phrase. Phrase number one is perhaps. It is the alternative for maybe, but the game is can you match one with A to H? Which one does it belong? Let's look at your answers in the chat box. Thank you. Which one do you think it is? Hi, Manoj, Swati, Aradhya, Deepak, Malek, everyone, once again. So the correct answer is perhaps here is C. Wonderful. So it is expressing possibility without much confidence. Can you try making a sentence with perhaps? For example, I'm not sure about if I'll go to the party. Perhaps I'll go if you come along. So, what am I trying to say? I'm talking about a possibility without a lot of confidence. So, perhaps I'll go if you come along. Similarly, can you make a sentence with it? Perfecto. Now, let's look at the pronunciation of this word. In the pronunciation of this word, a lot of people say perhaps. They pronounce the R in it. I want to tell you a little secret. And this is a very important secret of today's class. Because we're talking about IELTS speaking, we can't skip pronunciation. So in this, have a look. Whenever you pronounce a word that has, I'm going to write it here for you. For example, if you see perhaps like this, if after R in a word, if you see there's R in a word, and after R, there's a consonant sound. H, is a consonant sound. That R is silent. We do not pronounce this R. I repeat, that R is silent. We do not pronounce this R. So how do we pronounce this word? It is perhaps. Repeat after me. Perhaps. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Perhaps, not perhaps. Perhaps. If you use the R here, the examiner actually deducts the mark for it. Yeah. So enunciation, diction, pronunciation is very important. All right. So this was about perhaps. I'll not spend a lot more time on it. I'll read your sentences in a short while. Let's now move to phrase number two. All right. On your mark, fingers on the chat box. Thank you, Jayanti. Superb. Aradhya, wonderful. The next phrase is, it is fairly likely. Once again, it is fairly likely. Which one do you think is number two on the right-hand side? Waiting for your answers. And again, if you see, in fairly likely as well, R is silent. Fairly, we do not say it is fairly likely. We say it is fairly likely. Fairly likely. Perfect. Here we go. The correct answer is D. Once again, the correct answer is D. I'm putting the answer here for you. So C is gone. Bingo, bingo, bingo. C is gone. D is gone. It is fairly likely means you're about 70 to 80% sure about something is true. So, for example, it is fairly likely that it will rain tomorrow. It is fairly likely that I'll go to the party. It is fairly likely. Now you complete the sentence in the chat box. I repeat, you complete the sentence in the chat box. Thank you. So repeat after me one more time. It is fairly likely. Again, in the word fairly, Fairly, this may seem very simple, but a lot of people lose their marks on IELTS speaking just because of this. R is silent. We don't pronounce R. So we say fairly. All right, let's move on. Phrase number 3 of the day. This is my favorite phrase. One more time. This is my favorite phrase. If you use it, A, you will sound really sophisticated. The phrase is, I'd hazard a guess. It's not hazard a guess. It is I'd. So, what is the meaning of I'd, by the way? I would comes together. One more time. I would comes together and we say I'd. One more time. What do we say? I'd. Repeat after me. I'd. This is also called chunking technique. If you use it, you get more marks on the IELTS exam. One more time. It is called chunking technique. If you use it, you get more marks. So, for example, words like I'd, he'd, we'd, etc. And this is my favorite phrase. I'd hazard a guess. What do you think is the answer? Put number 3 and then the answer with it. H. Radhya says, it is fairly likely that she will get the job since she has potential. Perfect. Thank you. There were some questions that I had missed yesterday, and our Cambridge Veritas team was really sweet to draw my attention. So, in case you have any questions that I missed yesterday answering, my apologies, maybe just got lost in the chat whilst I was looking at it. Please feel free to ask. Thank you. So, the correct answer for I'd hazard a guess is A. It means making a careful guess with some doubt. You want to sound careful before you say something. So you say, I'd hazard a guess. What is the meaning of hazard? That's something, some disaster, correct? So you don't want some disaster to happen. So what you're trying to say is, I don't want some disaster to sort of take place, but let me just say, I think. So it is a very sophisticated, very academic way of saying, it may be dangerous to give my opinion, but I will still say that. And then you sort of continue. Use this in interviews, use this on IELTS, use this in writing. It's a beautiful phrase. I'd hazard a guess. All right. So A is gone as well out of the list. Bravo. Let's look at phrase number 4. I repeat, let's look at phrase number 4. It is quite possible. I repeat, it is quite possible. So which one do you think is the answer? On the right-hand side. Aradhya says, I'd hazard a guess that he's running late because of traffic. That's wonderful, Aradhya. Jayanti says, it is fairly likely that I will attend the live session if time permits. That's great. Super. What about other people? All right, so the correct answer for number 4 is, here we go, F. It is quite possible is a medium level of possibility. So you're like half. 50 to, it is 50-50. You think that both are quite possible. So what do you say? It is quite possible. So for example, if an examiner asks you this question, now what do you think about, let's say a difficult question related to politics. What do you think about the political scenario of your country? Do you think it'll improve or do you think it will deteriorate? So you start your sentence, it is a difficult question after all. So you say, it is quite possible that it'll continue to get better. It is quite possible that it'll continue to get better, etc., etc. So you're basically saying with a lot of careful thought that I don't want to sound sure in either of the case. So I'm saying it is quite possible. Let's look at number 4. Number 5. Number 5 is I imagine. Which phrase do you think goes from here? I imagine. There are only 2 people telling us sentences. What about 26 other participants watching? Hello, Bello, your opinion matters. Don't just watch. We always say, belong to our community, belong to the lesson, participate. It's not a compulsion, but it is a recommendation, because with that active participation, I'd be able to read you sentences, and if there's any feedback to be given constructively, we'd do that as well. So it's recommendation. The correct answer is E. I imagine here is making an educated guess based on intuition. What is it? Once again, based on intuition. All right. Let's move on. Phrase number 6. It must. Must is a modal verb. Words like must, should, could, would, etc. They're all modal verbs. Now, this kind of seems like a lot of surety, correct? It must take place. It must be good. It's not like perhaps. Here, you're sort of quite sure. So what do you think is the answer for it must? Sanjana, Shreya, Sindhu, wonderful. Jayanti, Aradhya, great. Cartoon TV, it is quite possible that he likes me. Oh, that's lovely. Malik, great. Let's check the answer. So the answer to number 6 is B. Once again, the answer to number 6 is B. Almost 100% sure, certain about something. So E is gone, B is gone, and F is gone as well. So only 2 options left. I repeat, 2 options left. So here we go. Phrase number 7. So next time, if you're sure about something, you start your sentence with it must. All right, so here we go. Phrase number 7. I suspect. Once again, I suspect. Which one do you think is it? Is it G or H? Very high probability. All right. As you can see, the correct answer here is G. So when you want to express negative certainty, I repeat, something negative, negative certainty, then you say, I suspect. So for example, if it's a birthday party, I know that I always give examples of parties. I think I like parties. If it's a birthday party and you've invited your best friend who's traveling, so you say, I suspect he'd come to my party. So what does suspect here mean? You're basically suggesting strong negative certainty. Once again, strong negative certainty. And a lot of people mispronounce this word and they say, I suspect, not sus. You put the stress on the last part, which is the pect part. So you say, I suspect. Suspect. So pect takes the most stress in the word. And the last one here is can't. Can't is very high probability. Here we go. H, very high probability. But how come? It can't be true. If you're more sure than can't, then you say it mustn't be true. But if you're like 90% sure about something negative, then you say it can't be true, or simply can't be true. Can't be true. All right. Which is your most favorite phrase from this entire list? Let me know in the comments section. Hari, welcome once again. It is quite possible that I'll get good marks in IELTS if I keep practicing at this pace. Of course, we see you live in all our sessions and we love it. I totally agree. Swati says, I suspect something fishy about his behavior. He never acted so weird. Wonderful, Swati. Very nice. Jayanti, I suspect tomorrow may rain. Superb. Aradhya, I can't believe how quickly time flies when you're having fun. But does it talk about possibility? It can't be true. Well, yeah, why not? I suspect that the thief is my neighbor, Sindhu. That's a funny one, but thank you. Very nice. All right, take a screenshot if you want to. I repeat, take a screenshot if you want to. Here we go. The answers are on the right-hand side. Use the phrases that you find appropriate in the right context of expressing possibility. So take a picture. Now we will move to activity number 2. Only 2 activities left. I repeat, we will now move to activity number 2. Are you all ready? Hello, bello. So let's get going. Activity number 2 is in front of us. Please have a look. What is the game? Let's understand the game first. This game is called Choose Your Certainty Level. I repeat, it's called Choose Your Certainty Level. In this game, I will show you some sentence and the kind of certainty you have to show in that sentence. You have to use the phrases from A to H and let us know your answers in the comments section below. I repeat, let us know your answers in the comments section below. Number 1, we will do together, but the rest of it you have to do yourself. There are 8 sentences in total. Ready? All right, here we go. So the example is in front of us. So the first one is, you are 100% sure about danger. So what phrase will you use from this list? Dash be risky working on an oil rig. If you remember, for 100%, there's just one phrase and it sort of starts with M, isn't it? So the answer for this one I'm doing with you, but the rest of it you'll have to do yourself first, and then I'll show you the answer. So the correct answer in this case is, it must be risky working on an oil rig. I repeat, it must be risky working on an oil rig. Again, not working, working. What is it? Once again, repeat after me. Working. Not working. Okay. All right, let's move on. The next one you have to do yourself. Sentence number 2 is, so you're making a careful guess about salary. You're making a careful guess about salary. So what phrase will you use from this list? You can simply write 2 and then the letter of the alphabet. You don't have to write the complete sentence. Zero likes on the lesson. My God, is the lesson so bad? Everybody, in case you haven't subscribed to the channel and not liked the lesson so far, if you do like the lesson, please do make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel and share it with friends and family as well, for all these wonderful activities that we keep on doing for you for free every day. Okay, thank you for the answer. The correct answer is here. B is the correct answer. Now, if you want to go slower than the pace of the lesson, listen to me carefully. Pause the video, there's no rush. I repeat, pause the video and try pronouncing it. Remember, this is not only for writing or just speaking, pronunciation matters equally. Remember the four band descriptors? What are the four band descriptors? Coherence and cohesion, grammar, fluency, pronunciation. So, not only nice words, you have to be able to pronounce them correctly as well. So, repeat after me. I'd hazard a guess that the pay is above average. That means I just want to make sure, I want to be careful before I guess. So many times it happens in our life, no? That we want to sound careful, but we don't know what is the right phrase before we say something. So, in that situation, ladies and gentlemen, hello, Bello, use it on WhatsApp with someone whenever you are sort of, if you want to guess something but want to sound careful. So, you say, I'd hazard a guess. Da, 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 da. All right, how many people said that? Perfect, superb. Let's look at sentence number 3. Here we go. You have some doubts about working hours. So you have some doubts. You're not very sure. Dash the schedule includes weekends. What do you think is the answer? Waiting for your answers in the chat box. See, just one request. Everybody watching and those who are constantly participating, great. Shreya, Hari, Sindhu, Swati, Sanjana, Aradhya, Jayanti, Sheetal. Could you write the number as well, as in the number and then the answer? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the answer. It'll be easier for me to give feedback. So the correct answer is perhaps. Perhaps is C here. Jayanti said C. Wonderful, Jayanti. So perhaps the schedule includes weekends. You're not sure. Perhaps the schedule includes weekends. And if you go back and if you see what is the meaning of perhaps here, I repeat, if you go back and see what is the meaning of perhaps mean expressing possibility without much confidence. So you think that it is possible, but you're not very confident. So you use perhaps. Let's move on. Number 4, here we go. You are quite confident about qualifications. Now, you're quite confident. What do you think could it be? I would need a master's degree for this position. Something like, I would need an IELTS band for this position. If you're going to work abroad, you'd need IELTS General. What do you think is the answer? 4 is H. Thank you, Hari. What about other people? Thank you, Sanjana. Thank you, Swati. The correct answer is, it is fairly likely. D is the correct answer. Sanjana, great. Thank you, Swati, for the answer. Hari, thank you for the answer. Radhya, thank you for the answer. Waiting for other people as well. We love when you participate. Thank you. So these 4 are done. Let's look at the last 4 sentences. Ready? If you're enjoying the lesson, give a thumbs up to the lesson in the chat box and like the video. Thank you. Like this. All right, next one. Here we go. The next 4 sentences are, by the way, if you want to take a picture quickly. Thank you. All righty, let's move on. The last 4 sentences, watch carefully. Here we go. So the 5th one is, you think something is a reasonable possibility. It is a reasonable possibility. So which one do you think could it be? The correct answer is perfect. Thank you for showing the thumbs up. Do like the video as well. The correct answer is it is quite possible. What does it mean? You are expressing reasonable possibility. I repeat, reasonable possibility. So it is quite possible that so and so party will win Delhi's elections. Today was election day in Delhi, right? It is quite possible that so and so party will win uh, Delhi's election. All right. What do you think is number 6? Let me show you. You are making an educated guess based on what you know. So, what is educated guess? You look at the pros and cons, you sort of analyze the situation, la di la, and then you're sort of looking at what is the right phrase in this situation. Dash working from home would be challenging in this role. So, for example, if you're a plumber, you have to be in the setting, or if you're an electrician, you have to be at the location. You can't just solve it online, correct? So, what do you think is the answer? Write 6 and then tell the answer. Thank you. Swati, Aradhya, Sanjana, Sindhu, Malik, thank you. Great. Koshi Matthews, Fazila, perfect, super. So the correct answer is I imagine, I suspect. Both are possibilities here. You can pick any that you like. All right. But why I suspect? Because we were talking about negative possibilities, right? If you have a look here, please have a look. We use I suspect for strong negative certainty. So is this in fact strong negative certainty? Kind of, because you're talking about not a positive idea, something that is not quite possible. So you say, I suspect working from home would be challenging in this role. So you're expressing a negative idea here. All right, let's move to number 7. You are completely sure something isn't possible. Completely sure. Dash be an easy job with no stress. Is there a job like that in the world with no stress at all? Shinobi, not a problem at all. Welcome. We missed you. We thought, where's Shinobi after all? Thank you, Hari, Swati, Aradhya, Sanjana. What about other people? Fazila, welcome. Perfect. So the correct answer is can't. G. It can't be an easy job with no stress. So if you see, the pronoun it is not used here. You can use sentences without it as well, although it sounds more colloquial, but definitely not very academic or formal. So use that carefully. Always use it with it. But just to show the colloquialism, that is also a possibility here. Can't be an easy job with no stress. The last one of the day is here we go. You are very confident, but not 100% sure. Dash that this position requires previous experience. So very confident, but not 100%. What do you think it is? Welcome, Harneet. Okay. The correct answer is it is extremely likely. So H is correct. Thank you, Swati, Sindhu. It is extremely likely that this position requires previous experience. Take a picture, please. Thank you. The lesson's not over for all those people fluctuating numbers. Stay tuned because I've saved the best activity for the last, for the ending. Perfect. Let's move on. So far in the lesson, we have spoken about two things, two activities. Number one, we looked at the phrases. We call them suspect. Not suspect. We call them expressing opinion. We use them for hedging technique, especially when you're buying time to frame your answer. I repeat, you're buying time to frame your answer. So, for example, somebody asked you a question. Ask me a question. Someone, please type a question, like a short question. I'll tell you how to answer, okay? Anything is fine. Anything short. For example, you want my opinion on it, okay? And you're my examiner. and I'm your candidate. Waiting. Hello? Nobody? What is your job? Thank you, Shinobi. It's more like a factual thing. It's not my opinion. It's a fact. But imagine it is a difficult question and I don't know the answer and I want some time. So I'd say, thank you for asking me this question. I'd hazard a guess, but I want to say that I'm a linguist, but I also teach business at City University London. Basically, I'm a teacher, so I'd say I'd say multiple jobs. So what did I do in the beginning? I was buying time. I said, "Thank you for the question. I'd hazard a guess." I know it was an easy example, but imagine if the question is really difficult. So what do you say? Thank you for the question. I'd hazard a guess. And then the rest of the sentence continues. So we looked at the phrases and then eventually looked at activity number 2, which is choose your certainty level. What are we going to do? Last game of the day. The last activity is in front of us. Here we go. In this activity, this game is called Job Speculation Chain. I repeat, Job Speculation Chain. What happens in this game? It's very simple. I will show you different jobs, 4 jobs. The first one we'll do together as an example. I will show you 4 jobs. All you have to do is use an expression and use a speculation phrase to describe what you think that job involves. I repeat, use a speculation phrase to describe what you think that job involves. Let's do number 1 together. The rest of it you have to do yourself. This is the last activity of the day. Make sure you participate. Here we go. Everyone, active participation required. So the first one is a flight attendant. Okay. So I have written something that I want to show you. My example is I'd hazard a guess. Let me try making it bold for you. Bear with me. Let me highlight it so that you're able to see it properly. I'd hazard a guess that they earn good bonuses on international flights. I'm commenting on somebody's salary and I kind of find it very uncomfortable and it's a little bit dangerous. So I think I need to be slightly careful with my words. So I say, I'd hazard a guess that they earn good bonuses on international flights. Now, the next one you have to do yourself. Ready? Perfect. So here we go. The next one is describe the job. What do you think that job involves using a speculation phrase? Speculation phrases are written here for you. A software developer. Come on, I want to read a few sentences. Don't use ChatGPT. I want you to write your own. All right? See, so many questions you're sending me right now. Thank you, Sindhu, Swati, Sanjana, Shreya, and Malik for the questions. All right, waiting for. I'll give you some space here. Waiting for your sentences. All right, bring it on, bring it on. Say anything. Pick a phrase and just complete the sentence. Thank you, Sudarsha. It is fairly likely that software developers earn more than a doctor. Sudarsha, very nice sentence. Let's clap for Sudarsha, everyone. Jayanti, I imagine that software developers may have to spend surplus time with computer. I think you're right. That's a very valid sentence. Jayanti, great job. Hari, perhaps software developer has good scope in US than in India. Interesting. Lovely. Thank you, Hari. Fazila, it is quite possible that AI integration will lessen the workload for software developers. Super. Excellent. Let's look at the next one now, okay? So the next one is here. A teacher. Let's make a sentence for a teacher. Sanjana says, it must be a difficult for health to stay on technology all the time. I think we need to correct some grammar there. Okay, I look forward to reading some more. Waiting for others to participate. Hello. And those watching, if you can't type, that's all right. Just look at the sentences of other people. There's so much to learn from others as well. All right. Anything is fine. Aradhya says, I imagine how tough the job of a teacher for older students is, as it requires a lot of patience and understanding. Very nice sentence, very thoughtful. Jayanti, it must be a difficult job to deal with variety of students when compared with other professionals. Good. Sanjana, I imagine it's difficult to teach small kids. It is so difficult, my God. I did it when I started my career. It is more difficult than teaching adults. Sanjana, good one. Malik, teacher B. What does that mean, sir? Oh, ma'am. Malik. Thank you. Next one, last one. Here we go. A chef. Can you make a sentence for a chef? I hope you're able to see it. Yes. Perfect. Hari, it is quite possible that teachers are paid less than they deserve. Yeah, could be true. Shinobi, perhaps a teacher ought to be like Krishna, sir, who appreciators too. That's so sweet of you. God bless. Shinobi, just call me Krish. I'm your friend. Sheetal, 3 is C. Sheetal, your answer came quite late. 3 is C. Okay, waiting for your answers. Until you write your sentences, I have an announcement to make. I repeat, I have an important announcement to make. And that announcement is, if you're a teacher watching us, we have our next batch of IELTS Train the Trainer Masterclass starting on February 17th with me. It is live training. We only take 10 to 15 teachers per batch. And in that batch, we're going to be looking at how to teach IELTS to students from all around the world. I'm going to be talking about a few things. So the most important thing that we're going to learn in this course is, the link of this course is available in the description of the lesson and on top of the chat box as well today. So in case you're interested, you are a teacher, you want to be an IELTS teacher, Fazila is one of our alumna. She had joined us, Fazila, from the chat box. Fazila, I hope the training helped you become a better IELTS trainer. So Fazila was a trainer with us, a trainee with us on the IELTS TTT. Jayanti, I think you had also taken the IELTS TTT program. Yes or no? Correct me if I'm wrong. So the most important thing is, first of all, you will learn what is the methodology of teaching IELTS to students from all around the world. In case you're interested, feel free to go on the website and simply register. Your training with me will start on the 17th of February. It is only for 2 weeks, 10 days. Generally, the training with other schools is 3 days, but we want to make sure that you are fully prepared. So the training lasts for 10 days, 2 hours a day every night. I repeat, 2 hours a day every night. The most interesting thing is that there's a spring discount, spring offer going on. What is the meaning of spring offer? It's called 1YAW. It means we keep on doing webinars all around the year. We call them career and professional development, CPD webinars for teachers. And those webinars are paid. But the spring offer is throughout the year, all the webinars are free for 1 complete year. So there's 1 webinar per month. It happens on either a Saturday or a Sunday during afternoon so that teachers are available. And that webinar generally lasts for 1 to 2 hours. So for those teachers who want to sign up for IELTS TTT masterclass with me, the spring offer gives you 1 year free webinars. This offer only comes once in the entire year. Generally, webinars come for 3 months for teachers who sign up for the IELTS TTT masterclass, but this one is for 1 complete year. So if you're a new teacher or experienced teacher, you will learn, first of all, IELTS teaching strategies. I was a little late preparing the lesson today, otherwise I would have put it on the website or on the screen for you. So I'm just going to tell you the most important bit. Number 1, you will learn IELTS teaching strategies. For example, lesson planning skills across all the 4 skills. What are the 4 skills, by the way, in English? Reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Number 2, you will learn by practicing. So there's micro teaching that happens. Micro teaching means you will get the opportunity to teach in class, and I will give you feedback. Once you have learned the methodologies, you will teach, you will apply, and then you will receive feedback. Number 3, you get prestigious Cambridge Veritas certificate. And number 4, you're able to join the elite network of IELTS trainers all around the world. Do you know how much IELTS examiners earn, by the way? Can I tell you a little secret? If you are an IELTS examiner, you kind of make 1,000 rupees per interview. So if you take 20 interviews during the day, you end up making 20,000 rupees during the day. So that is what IELTS trainers earn. IELTS examiners, my apologies, I stand corrected. IELTS examiners earn, and one of the routes of becoming an IELTS examiner is thorough knowledge of how to teach IELTS and what is IELTS in first place. So in case you're interested, make sure to check it out with the trainers. All right. You can text our counselors straight away or simply go on the website and register. That's fine as well. I will see you live in our masterclass, IELTS TTT, from the 17th of February. So that's number 1. Fazila, thank you so much for your sweet comment. Oh, so sweet. Lots of love. Thank you. That's all that we have in today's session. So I love working with you guys. I'm not sure if you can sense the excitement in my voice, but it is wonderful helping so many beautiful people like you coming to our lessons every day. My heart is filled with gratitude. The 30-40 minutes that we spend every day are the best 30-40 minutes of my life every single day. Lots of love. Big hug. Let me know in the comment section, what did you learn today? We call it exit ticket. So if you attend the lessons every day, let's start a new ritual from today. I repeat, let us start a new ritual from today. We call it exit ticket. You cannot end this video until you tell me What did you learn in today's lesson? And you have to tell me in the comments section below. The live chat may go away later, so make sure that you put your comments in the comment section below the video, your takeaways. So write your takeaways and then kya seekha aaj? What did you learn today? All right. You're welcome, Jayanti, Aradhya, Sindhu. When did I take written part? Sorry, I did not understand your question. Suraj says, thank you. Thank you so much, Suraj. You're very kind. Lots of love. Take care. Good night. And I will see you guys tomorrow with yet another lesson. Lots of love. Good night. Bye bye.